For 37 years, it's been the eyes and ears of British forces in the skies, playing a pivotal defence and surveillance role in deployments around the world, most recently over Libya. But today, the Nimrod R Mk1 finally saw its operational duties come to an end, with a ceremony at RAF Waddington in Lincolnshire, home to the RAF's 51 Squadron. Kaya Lark was there.
Roaring into the skies, the Nimrod R1 is rarely seen in public. Instead, the aircraft is used to flying covert operations high above the clouds, gathering intelligence and conducting surveillance missions. Today, 600 guests gathered to see the last Nimrod retired from service.
Electronic surveillance is our business. We support whatever operation it is that we're sent to do. And the guys and girls have been doing that very, very well, and they were delighted to be part of it, operational to the last.
Among the invited audience, veterans who remember the aircraft coming into service almost 40 years ago.
Different world. Comet was a very nice airplane, but it didn't have the performance or the carrying capacity to do what the Nimrod can do.
I flew on many, 27 different types of aircraft, and I think the Nimrod was certainly the best aircraft I've ever flown in.
The worst day in the aircraft's history came in September 2006, when one blew up during air-to-air refuelling over Kandahar, killing all 14 people on board. The SDSR decided the replacement MRA-4s would not come into service. They're already being scrapped. Instead, they're being replaced by 3 American rivet joint aircraft. The Nimrod had a short reprieve when the Libya conflict started, and for the crew today, it's an emotional one.
I was one of the crews operating in the Mediterranean area when we got the news that we were going to be extended by 3 months to really help contribute to Op LME and to Op Unified Protector. Really glad to have been part of that fantastic experience.
Inside, the aircraft is cramped. A crew of up to 23 would be working on these screens, intercepting communications more than 5 miles below and feeding intelligence back to those on the ground. Defence analysts say that the government is leaving a gaping hole in our surveillance capabilities, but not everyone agrees.
There are other ways in which, perhaps less efficiently, but nevertheless, we can achieve the aim in the short term. That means that we're not going to get the same quality, but we can still do the job. Therefore, it is, of course, an issue to make sure we don't allow our total capability to be reduced to the point where it can no longer deliver, but actually we'll be able to do the job, just that when we get the American aircraft in, it will be a much more efficient and effective way.
The squadron has already begun training on the American rivet joint aircraft and are currently flying on operations alongside the US Air Force. But for the Nimrod, this is her last landing. After 40 years, a chapter in British military surveillance is closing. Kaya Lark for Forces News at RAF Waddington.